it's the original Shang Tsung. Okay, he's got this old guy look. You know, it's basically based off the guy from Big Trouble in Little China. But I love the look. It's so like creepy, and he's so he's not just an old guy. Like he doesn't look like he's like 80 years old. He looks like, when they say he's like thousands of years old, like he looks thousands of years old.
Yeah, he's pretty fucking old.
And that makes him seem so powerful. He's like this ancient sorcerer. You know, compared to the other Shang Tsungs that are, you know, younger, like, you know, he's more powerful, like, strength-wise. But this really shows you how old he looks. And
I love seeing him clapping that throne and all.
Yeah, he was kind of scary. So this might be my favorite Shang Tsung. I don't know. So
really?
Okay, so out of a 10, I'm gonna have to give this one. I mean, yeah, some stuff could have been done like more, like it's really old design, but and there's like room for more stuff. But I'm gonna give that a 9. I love the original Shang Tsung.
No, I'm just gonna give it a 7. It's a good look for him,
but you just feel there's so much more room for other stuff in there, or what?
I mean, yeah, he's just like evolved so much throughout the years, and just not instinct. He's a 7.
Okay, now you got Mortal Kombat 2 Shang Tsung.
Okay, when he became a regular character on part 2, that was pretty cool. That you could do all this, you know, beat him, changing all these guys, use all their moves. But I don't know how I feel about that look. I think it's mostly that outfit.
Yeah, it was just so weird. Like, it was just like, you know, I never would have in 1,000 years thought that was the look they were going to go for with him. It was just, I don't know. He's like, that hat, he's wearing his old Chinese hat. He's got these like black and yellow suspenders.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll give it points for originality. Like, he's like, Steve, make a young Shang Tsung. I'm just gonna make a younger version of the Shang Tsung I saw in the last game.
Well, I want to know
what they went with.
This actor they have right here, is he black? Is he some kind of Asian race? I can't tell what he is.
Yeah, I can't tell you because I don't really see color. But what I can tell you is, it's just a weird design. It's not intimidating. It doesn't scream like this was the boss from the last game.
Not at all.
It's just kind of like, oh, this is younger Shang Tsung. Like, okay, and he can morph. I mean, one of the best characters in the game because you can just be any character. So it was a great character to pick, but it was just a very weird design.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to give that a 4. Like, I don't hate it. Maybe I should give it a 5, but I'm not neutral about it. I kind of like don't like it. But
I'm just gonna go with a 3.
3? Wow, you really
probably
don't
the
like
worst one there is, and I don't even know what the
worst
are.
I guess you got a point on that one. It was just weird. It was almost like it looks like he's just being some cartoony WWF wrestler with that like ring.
Was there any thought put into that? No, I gotta say, this one, Mortal Kombat 3. Yeah, this is a fucking great cut. They went from like good to horrible to great with Mortal Kombat 3. I think he looks like almost a wrestler. It's like a wrestler.
I was talking about wrestler. The last one looked like a wrestler.
Well, this looks like a good idea for a wrestler.
Yeah, that looks like he's a jobber. Now he looks like he's a big badass bad guy. Like he just won the Intercontinental. Yeah, he's got the Intercontinental belt. They're looking to put the world heavyweight on him. You know, go all the way. Sorry, too many wrestling references. It's only funny if you watch it. It was just kind of weird, the face paint thing, because they just, like, Nightwolf came out at the same time, right?
Yeah.
So it was kind of weird that 2 guys came out with, like, face paint and stuff, and I was just like...
Yeah.
I was trying to think of what the purpose of the face paint was, because he's never had face paint before, and now it looks cool, but I just don't know if it was on the right guy. Like, anything could look cool. Like, horns on a guy would look cool. Spiky shoulder pads could look cool on the right guy, but I'm like, is it the right time for this guy? And
is it the right time?
I don't know. It just kind of came out of nowhere, and then... I don't know. I think it definitely looks cool. It is a cool design, but for some reason, I just can't get myself to like it, to go with it. I'm like, it's like one of those things like, yeah, I should like this, but I don't. You ever had that happen before? Like, I should like this movie. I should like this girl.
Yeah.
I just don't like her. Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah. Sorry, didn't mean to hit too close to home. But it's just, I look at it, I'm just like, it's just something about it. It's just not working for me. I don't know, but it's cool.
No.
So I'm gonna give.
I like the long.
I'll give it a 7. I'll give it a 7. And SB being nice.
I'm gonna go with an 8. I love the paint, the long hair.
All right. So that's Mortal Kombat 3. You don't see him again until Deadly Alliance, which I guess is like part 5.
Well, I forgot about that costume. That's great.
Yeah. So you're liking your Deadly Alliance stuff over here, huh?
Yeah. That's a really good direction. I think it shows more of his kind of sorcery type side versus just being like part 3 and part 2. He's more ready to fight.
Yeah, part 3 looks like some kind of like barbarian guy or something. I don't know.
Yeah, he looks like he'd be more of a like barbarian.
It just didn't seem like Shang Tsung enough. This one seems like a young Shang Tsung. Like, it's like Steven. It's like, here's Mortal Kombat 1 Shang Tsung. Make him look young. This looks more like what it would happen.
Yeah.
Like, he's dressed more like a sorcerer. Not like he's some henchman from Double Dragon 2 in that Mortal Kombat 3 costume. This looks like Shang Tsung.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't love it though. I'm not like,
Don't look.
I'm like, this is badass. Like, it's cool. It's all right. I like it. I'll give this
9.
Oh, 9. Okay, this is your favorite one so far.
Probably. Yeah.
I want to say 7.5, but we don't do halves here. We go all the way. I might give this a 7 also. I'll give it a 7.
Okay.
Almost thought about giving it an 8. And then you have your Deadly Alliance alt. And this looks like they're trying to harken a little bit to his Mortal Kombat 2 costume a little bit. He's wearing like that Chinese hat, showing a little bit more skin.
I think it's okay for an alternate costume. As long as they didn't make it his main costume, it doesn't bother me.
I like alternate costumes that are so cool they rival the first costume. Like Ermac's costume in part 9, I'm like, oh, that should have been his main. Yeah. But this one's just like, you better make that an alt. You better not make that
No, I totally
costume.
agree. It's not
And if you can see why it's the alt, it's obviously not a great costume.
Yeah.
Or it's just too out there. And I think it's a little bit of both on this one.
Maybe it's like 5 to 6, but I'm just gonna be hard. I'm gonna give it a 5.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I think it's okay. So this is one I'm completely almost like neutral on. Yeah. So I'll give it a 5. It's got some good, like, you can tell it's got an influence from actual Chinese culture on it, but I'm just some white guy. I'm a white guy from Arkansas. I don't know what the hell I'm saying Chinese culture, but it looks like what I would assume Chinese culture would dictate on there. All right, so Shaolin monks.
They went back to part 1.
Oh, they did go to part 1, but it's like a more simple version. It's all like purple.
It's pretty cool there. I mean, it's very simple costume, but I guess I just like the whole design of them is what you can see a very detailed version of.
Yeah, that's one thing it has on it, but I think I like the original. If they did a detailed version of that, it would be better.
Yeah, definitely.
This one's too simple for me too. It's just like a purple robe, so I'm gonna give this. But they really captured the ancient sorcerer part, so I'm gonna give it an 8. I love ancient sorcerer version. Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm gonna go with a 6.
You're gonna go with a 6.
Yeah.
All right. And then you just have this Shaolin Monk's alt, which is just basically Mortal Kombat 2 brought to life.
No, get that out of here.
And it looks even more henchman-like, so I'm gonna give that a 4.
3.
Now we got Mortal Kombat versus DC.
He looks a little bit more like part 3 Shang Tsung.
Yeah, it's a little bit of that. But he's got a little bit more clothes. It looks a little more sorcery.
Yeah.
Than the part 3. I'm trying to forget his terrible voice from DC because that's like staining the costume design for me.
Yeah, that's 7.
Yeah, it's a 7. It's a 7. I'll give that a 7. 9 Shang Tsung.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
It's cool how they have like the snake stuff going into. Kind of shows like he's a serpentile type of villainous character, and he fights in snake style. So the snake thing is kind of cool in there. The costumes, not too simple, but not too overly complex. Like, it's enough to where there's some thought into it, but it's not just a bunch of shit everywhere.
Yeah.
So I like the design. It's very sleek. The shoulder pads are cool.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like, you can tell he can kick somebody's ass in just a fight, but then you can also see like a kind of sorcery side. It's a good blend.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'm not a huge young Shang Tsung fan, as much as I like the old Shang Tsung, but this is a good young Shang Tsung, so I think I might give that an 8.
Yeah, I gotta go with 8.
All right, then you have Mortal Kombat 9 Shang Tsung when he's old, but the old one kind of makes him seem old, but doesn't seem old enough. He stands like maybe like a little too erect.
Yeah.
His voice was kind of like weird, sounding like "You Liu King, Conan."
Yeah.
It sounded kind of weird.
I mean, I gave him long.
But we're just talking about his design, not his voice. But at the same time, I can't get out of my head.
I mean, he looks too much like a badass of an old man. Like, he could physically kick your ass.
Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't look a few thousand years. He only looks a few hundred years old in this. I'll give it a 7.
6.
It's still good.
6.
All right. Now you got old Shang Tsung from Mortal Kombat 11.
Well, I mean, he's old looking. And, you know, they took...
Man, what do you think about old Shang Tsung? Well, he's old looking.
they took this look and based it off the actual actor from the movie, didn't they?
Yeah. Like, what do he look like if he's old? Well, I guess he is old now. That movie is like over 20 years old. It looks even younger than the Part 9 version. Like, this looks like a guy who's just, like, in his, like, late 60s or 70s. Like, he doesn't even look 100 years old.
Yeah.
So he looks the old Shang Tsung looks too young.
Yeah.
Is my problem. The costume looks alright. That creepy ancient like sorcerer
That's
from
different.
part 1 is so far removed from this one. It's like its own thing. It's like medium Shang Tsung. So I gotta give that like, I'm gonna give it a 6 because here's what it's gonna do. When I'm picking Shang Tsung, I think I'm gonna pick young Shang Tsung more because the old Shang Tsung is didn't deliver that I don't even want to pick. And then I'll just pick an old Shang Tsung, just like, this is the only old Shang Tsung I have. I'll pick that one.
I'll take it, but
yeah, it's not the one I want.
6 from me too.
He's like, it's not the Shang Tsung you want, but it's the Shang Tsung
You need.
Like, I don't know about that.
But we need a Shang Tsung.
Okay, now you have young Shang Tsung.
You know, it's hard for me to get over that they took the actual actor's face.
Yeah.
Not that it's a bad thing, but I'm just still in shock from it. It's pretty cool, I think.
That's the best young Shang Tsung ever. I mean, I don't know if I'm saying this because I love the movie so much, but I actually want to use young Shang Tsung when I see this.
I'm not used to seeing Shang Tsung without facial hair.
Without facial hair, that's the weird thing about it.
Yeah.
So and this is what I hate about it, is there's no alternate costume where you can have a young, facial-haired Shang Tsung.
Yeah.
That's the best they've ever done. So with or without beard, I still like it. I wish there was a beard option just to match how it's always been.
Well,
I just want, I'm so like anal retentive with this stuff, I want there just to match, I have a bearded young Shang Tsung eventually, but I'll give that a 9. I really like that.
You really like that?
I really like it.
I'm gonna go to 7, you know. Could change, because I almost feel bad because you're giving it a 9. I'm like, am I judging him right?
Am I wrong? Am I weird for saying it? Should I not have said that? I don't know if this counts, but we can talk about the movie Shang Tsung version, but that's just like an alternate costume in the game. We're gonna rate this all at once, because they gave him his exact costume from the movie.
It's not bad. I mean, it makes him look like he's more in touch with actual Earth realm.
Yeah, trying to fit in, you know, when he's walking around. So yeah, it's a cool costume, and it still captures some of that like sorcerer beyond feel.
Yeah.
I mean, it shows that he's out there, but not as out there as wearing his actual like sorcerer stuff. I always liked the costume. He came off like very Shang Tsung in the movie, even though he didn't look like young Shang Tsung or old Shang Tsung.
Yeah.
I think it's cool that they put the costume in the game. So I would give that costume
6.
I'll go with 6 too. My favorite costumes from the game are the original one in part 1, his old man, original ancient sorcerer. The one from Shaolin Monks is pretty good, a little too simple version of it. And then I really liked the part 9 young Shang Tsung. They did an amazing job. I mean, basically the guy from the movie, but the design for the costume is pretty cool.
Yeah. My favorites were in K9, young Shang Tsung. Mortal Kombat 3, kind of a barbarian sorcerer Shang Tsung.
Yeah.
And Deadly Alliance, that was definitely my favorite one.
Yeah, guys, that's it for this time.
It's our Shang Tsung costume.
We'll do
We're the fashion police for the Mortal Kombat characters.
Yeah, fashion police.